All right, welcome everybody to tonight's regular scheduled city council meeting. Today is Tuesday, June 4th, 2024 at 6 p.m. I'll call this meeting to order and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and we'll ask our clerk, Barb, to read the open meeting statement for us.
This meeting and all meetings of the Common Council are open to the public. Proper notice has been posted and given to the media in accordance with Wisconsin state statutes, so the citizens may be aware of the time, place, and agenda of this meeting.
And would you also take roll?
Yep. Mayor Smith,
Here.
Colin Dykstra,
Here.
Paul Hagan,
Here.
Eric Helverson,
Here.
Dimitri Martin,
Here.
Paul Mayo,
Here.
Corey Nagel,
Here.
Eric Olson,
Here.
Dave Peterson,
Here.
Scott Perchatsky,
Here.
Henry Veliker.
Here.
10 present, we have a quorum.
Thanks, Barb. And you want to start the introduction of the department heads, please?
Barb Nowak, City Clerk.
Aaron Jensen, City Administrator.
Matt Platt, Airport Manager.
Eric Bailey, Library Director.
Jared Kivla, Community and Economic Development.
Stephanie Reif, Finance Director.
Laura Colbert, Parks and Rec Director.
Brian Hosell, Chief of Police.
Thank you. And Justin Behrens is not here tonight. He has one of his children, I think it's his daughter, has got 8th grade graduation tonight. And Josh, of course, is here. He's hiding behind the curtains. So with that said, we'll move on to the consent agenda. These are items that we will take as one vote, all of these items with one vote, unless you see something on here that you think we should talk about individually and make a vote on those individually. If you don't see anything, we would entertain a motion to approve that consent agenda.
Move
as
to
printed.
approve. Second.
Motion by Olson, second by Martin, that we approve the consent agenda as printed. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, say no. Motion carried. Regular agenda. No additions, no deletions. We're all set there. Just again, we need a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Peterson, second by Hagan, that we approve the regular agenda as printed. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, say no. Motion carried. Under non-agenda items, announcements and correspondence, we actually have Meet the Candidate tonight. So we have Ms. Mary Keene, who's running for the Waupaca County Register of Deeds. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for having me here tonight. My name is Mary Keene. I am running for the Register of Deeds for Waupaca County. So I just wanted to introduce myself because we do work pretty closely with the municipalities. I have been employed with the Register of Deeds office for Outagamie County for the past 11 and a half years. In those 11 and a half years, 7 and a half of those have been as deputy register. I perform all the duties that the register does in her absence, so I'm very familiar with that office. I am currently the only one in that office that can pretty much wear any hat in the office. I can do anything from issuing the vital records, taking them in, anything real estate involved, to the bookkeeping in the morning. I have a very extensive real estate background. It includes over 30 years in real estate positions. I started my journey back in Waupaca County for Evans Title, where I started doing title searches. After that, I went on to get my title examiner's license, and I became an independent searcher, where I did searches for national and local title companies. And many of those searches were done here in Waupaca County, so I'm very familiar with their indexes here in Waupaca County as well. Most recently, I went to take my real estate license test. The only reason I did it was just to see if I could do it. I have really no desire to do anything with it. I just wanted to say that I could do it. But I am glad that I did do it because it gives me another perspective too when customers do come into the office, especially realtors. When they come in there for a reason. There's information they need. It could mean the difference between a sale and not a sale. So they do need that customer service. They need that help finding that information. And being that all the Register of Deeds do need to follow the state statutes, I'm confident that with my knowledge and experience, I would be able to come into this office with a smooth transition. I have actually recently gone to 2 other counties and helped train their registers. They lost their registers midterm, so I did go up there and help them train. So I am able to adapt to different offices fairly easily. I have been a resident of the village of Fremont most of my life, and I'd love to have the opportunity to bring my knowledge to the citizens of my home county, where customer service will always be a top priority. This position has been on my radar for many years, and with Mike Mazemke retiring, I believe this is a very good opportunity for change and some positive energy and a new perspective, not only for the Register of Deeds office, but for the county as well. And I've had a great mentor. My boss in Outagamie County is a very respected register in the state, and she has trained me very well, I believe, and that's what I want to bring to this county. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I do have some flyers and business cards, literally hot off the press. They're probably still warm. So I'm going to leave some of those. They have more information in them. I have a website, which you can look at with more of my background. You can also follow me on Facebook, and that's about it. I also have my email address too, and I would accept any questions.
Well, Mary, thank you.
Thank you for
coming in.
having me.
Yeah, just leave those there and we'll grab those a little later.
Was there a question over there?
Are you currently a resident of Waupaca County?
Yes, I live in the village of Fremont.
Okay, so you live there right now?
Yes.
Right now. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have a presentation. This is a certificate of appreciation to Randy Bush for 5 years of service to the city of Waupaca. Randy's in the police department, and he has been here, of course, for the last 5 years. He is unable to attend tonight, so we are going to give this certificate to Chief Hosell so that he can get that to Randy.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I think if I'm correct here, Randy's also the representative for the WPPA. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, next up, public input. This is for non-agenda items. If there's anybody in the audience or staff or council members for that matter that has something that they'd like to talk about that's not on the agenda tonight, just either raise your hand or step up to the podium, and but make sure you keep that discussion to 3 minutes or less. Anybody? Colin, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, thanks. I wanted to acknowledge or recognize one of the events that we have in the city that doesn't really have anything to do with the city. The city doesn't do it, but is organized by a local person, and that's our citywide rummage sale, which happened last month. It typically happens right after the Mother's Day weekend. And it's organized, at least the list of people that are on it is organized by Mara Heinz Schultz, and she's been doing this for a number of years, and I think it's a great contribution to our city. This year there were 83 participating locations. She publishes a list with a map that shows all kinds of people where to go for the rummage sale. There's a Facebook page that has 1,900 people that have linked to it. If you compare that to the city of Waupaca is about 4,800. So she's got a significant presence, and it brings people into our community, which I think is a really huge part of the whole event, and brings people to our downtown in a time of the year when there isn't much going on here. So it also helps our local families find and exchange, especially for those with younger kids, clothes that fit their kids, and it's an affordable way to get new kids clothes for your kids. And I just wanted to recognize that event and her efforts in doing it every year. And I think it's a great, a great thing to have in our city. So thanks.
Thanks, Colin. Anybody else have public input? I'm sorry. Chief Wozell.
Thank you, Mayor. This Thursday on June 6th, Piggly Wiggly's doing a fundraiser for the police department and fire department on all sales. They're going to donate 5% back between the two of us. And that money that we receive is used for the community engagement. So for the different things that we do in the community with different programs, the Halloween on Main and other events, the Cops and Bobbers and things like that, that money that we get for this donation, the donation from Newman's will go directly towards that. But that'll be this Thursday. So thank you.
All right. Thank you. Jarrett?
Just so everybody's aware, we do have a outdoor movie planned for this week Friday. It is at the Bank First property, right behind here, City Hall. So we are playing Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny. It is a free movie, so bring your lawn chairs, blankets, and possibly bug spray.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, thanks, everybody. Let's move on to new business, actually. We have ordinance number 09-2024. This is an ordinance amending Chapter 12.10 scrap dealers license and permits. And this is the first time that you're seeing this. So, Jarrett, you want to?
Thank you, Mayor. This one can be found on page 28 of your packets. As the Mayor mentioned, this is the first reading, so happy to take questions, comments, etc. The red line for this is on page 29. Really, the big change is in section 7 that had originally prohibited scrap dealers from operating on Sundays and between the hours of 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. So just a little background on this. Upon doing scrap dealer licensing renewals and checking the properties, we did notice, or talk with a lot of them and sent them, some of the managers, et cetera, of those sites. Our current ordinance had asked just if they have any things they feel that should be changed, amended, things they had questions on, just making sure that they had a thorough understanding of what we're requiring. And the comment came up from all of them about the working on or operating on Sundays and between the hours of 8 and 6. And that comment was, when the foundry is operating, we are operating. We cannot shut down because if the foundry has a load to bring, we have to accept it. We have to have somebody here. They said, obviously, we limit our hours or limit our operations between the hours of 8 and 6, but they said we still have to be operating. We still have to be doing certain tasks. And then they had said Sundays, again, foundry operates on Sundays, and they have things coming in. So they said that, they cannot adhere to that requirement, nor have they been for the past number of years. So I guess two things came from that. One, the enforceability. Not many people here are here on Sundays to enforce that and, do a stakeout in front of every scrap dealer. But two, we really have not received any complaints of them operating. From every indication, they are operating respectively, or respectably, in that they're not getting any complaints. So brought this forward to the Plan Commission, talked with them, gave them a few different options, and their recommendation was to just scratch that section and get rid of it. So bringing that forward to the council as the recommended action to approve amending this ordinance to eliminate that item C in section 7. So.
All right. Anybody have any questions right now? All right, so you'll see this again at our next meeting, which is on the 18th. Colin, go ahead.
Are scrap dealers required to be in industrial areas of the of our city?
Yes, I-2 specifically, heavy industrial.
Okay, thank you.
Not all scrap dealers that work in the city, though, necessarily have a business in the city. So you're saying if they have a business in the city, where are they located?
I guess that's what I'm saying. I just
Yeah.
want to be sure that we're not
Yeah.
approving hours in somewhere that's close to a residential area that would have an issue with this.
Yeah, correct. To your point, yes, all scrap dealers are currently located in I-2, and any new scrap dealer can only go in an I-2 zone district. So that zoning requirement alone puts into a lot of protections. So,
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? All right. Again, you'll see this in a couple weeks. All right. This is license time of year here, so we have a bunch of license reports that are in front of you. The first one is license report number 1675. This is an arcade and amusement device license, and you can find that on page 31, the list of licensees that are requesting licenses. We need a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mayo, second by Prochatsky, that we approve license report number 1675, arcade and amusement devices. Any discussion? Paul?
Yeah, every year, because I don't believe these gambling machines should be in our community, I vote against this, and usually I'm the only one. But if in the unlikely event that it would be not approved, I see that there's other things on here other than gambling devices, which if the motion is not approved, then I would go forth with a motion to approve the devices other than gambling machines.
Okay. Any other comments?
And I would request a roll call vote.
Yep. Okay. Any other discussion? Barbara, call the roll.
Scott Perchatsky,
Aye.
Henry Veliker,
Aye.
Corey Nagel,
Aye.
Dave Peterson,
Aye.
Eric Halverson,
Aye.
Paul Hagan,
Nay.
Eric Olson,
Aye.
Paul Mayo,
Aye.
Dimitri Martin,
Nay.
Colin Dykstra.
Aye.
8 ayes, motion carried.
All right, next up, we have license report number 1676. This is for Class B intoxicating liquor license and Class B fermented malt beverage license. Of course, their year is a fiscal year for these licenses. They run from July 1st through June 30th, so they need to have these approved before the July 1st date. I think, Barb, do you have any comments on any of those? We also have Class A intoxicating liquor license and Class A fermented malt beverage license. We also have Class B fermented malt beverage license and Class C wine licenses, which are all part of that. We're all okay?
There's just the inspections that need to be done, and then there's just some invoicing that would need to be paid on some of them. But if you approve it, it's pending all those things being done before they're actually issued.
Okay. So it's understood that even though we are going to vote on it tonight, it's still pending.
All the approvals and everything before issued, yep.
Okay. Henry, go ahead.
I know there was a pretty comprehensive update to the state liquor license laws. Did it touch this kind of stuff, or is there anything we need to know that's new with the regulations?
The only thing that I know of is the applications changed, and their questions are different. I mean, I don't know if it's more harder.
That's a state form.
Yep, that's a state form, yep. Yep, they just changed it this April.
Okay.
That's only-
Any other discussion? If not, we'll do a voice vote here. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, say no. Motion carried.
We didn't.
Didn't you make a motion?
We didn't have a motion, did we? Motion to approve license report 1676.
That's a neat trick, Mayor. That'll really streamline things.
Okay, so we had Colin. We already voted, so we're just doing it backwards. Second. And second by Nagel. So Dykstra, there you go. Well, that was just practice. Okay, so we're approving license report 1676. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, say no. Motion carried. Again, I'm just gonna play the 60s card once a night. All right, next up, we have license report 1677. This is the scrap dealer license, which you can find on page 33.
Move to approve.
Motion by Hagan,
Second.
second by Olson, to approve scrap dealer's license, license report number 1677. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, say no. Motion carried. And then the last one for license report is 1678, which starts on page 34 and goes all the way through 37. For those of us that forget, operator's license are actually bartender license. We call them operator's license in our ordinance, but that's what they are, bartender's licenses. We would need a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Peterson, second by Martin, that we approve license report number 1678, operator's license. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, say no. Motion carried. Communications, recommendations of the mayor. One, we're gonna try and get a picture taken of council and staff again this summer. So we're gonna try and start with the next meeting, which is the 18th. So Barb or Aaron will send out, trying to find out if we have, we want everybody here. So if it doesn't work, then we'll go to the next one until we make sure that we have everybody here. Hopefully it's before school starts in September, but yeah, well, and you can see from the latest picture is right up on the wall there to the right. So, it's just casual dress. We'll find a different place to take the picture, maybe in front of the new Public Works building or something like that. Would be kind of cool. So, make sure that, we'll just make sure that we have everybody here. And then I just want Aaron, I got a couple other things, but I just want Aaron to just talk a little bit about the Dustin's not here, but the dedication that's going to be held a week from Friday.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Smith. So, council members, I did send a city NTK newsletter out this morning. The details are in there, the schedule of events. This will be June 14th, next Friday night, and it will be an open house from 4:30 to 6:30 at the Public Works facility. So come and check that out. And then right at the end at 6:30, we're going to have this formal street dedication for Cronkway and Habercorn Court. That'll happen right there at the Public Works facility. Expect that to take 10 to 15 minutes. And then we're going to mosey over to Lakeman Field, where Lakeman play Hortonville, which is a rematch of actually last year's Grand Championship game, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Peterson. And we will have a series of events there. So for those who haven't seen it, the lights, actually the first time that the lights were on for a game was last Friday. They're really neat. The technology is much better than it was prior to this year. And we're going to celebrate some of the donors, or all of the donors, and we're going to recognize the two largest levels of donors at home plate prior to the game. And then after we do that, we are going to have John Kronkwitz do a ceremonial first pitch, in which he'll throw a football and a baseball to each of his sons for that, and then we'll jump into the game. So we'd love it if you all could make it. Praying for good weather, and if it looks like that is going to be an issue, we do have a date in mind in July for a makeup, but let's not think about that. We'll communicate that if it happens. So.
Okay. Anybody else have anything for the go to the meeting tonight? Anybody? All right, Paul.
Move to adjourn.
Motion by Hagan, second by Olson that we adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, say no. Motion carried. We're adjourned at 6:25 PM.